Huzzah!
Wow, what an intro.
Amazing, as always.
Incredible stuff. Wow, we
Yeah.
are a good show.
Great show, some would say. Rico's in the car. We've been trying to guess which product he's eating. I didn't think Rico ate any fast food, so this is a real challenge.
Well, there's extenuating circumstances. I don't get it all of them.
I've just been sexually molested. Is that it?
No. Well, there was a...
He's running for his life, everybody.
There was a tornado going through our fucking city yesterday, and so everywhere is out of power, so that's fun.
Look at the dedication.
You should get a Generac coming at you.
So I don't have power. That's a
Yikes.
problem. It's not great.
You'll be fine.
And then I was at scrimmage watching Jordan's game, and luckily the place I was in had some power, and they also had a Panera Bread nearby.
Oh, nice.
Eating in the car while watching Mr. Belvedere on YouTube driving home.
That's where I watched.
And safe driver.
Yeah. I was also thrilled to find Mr. Belvedere on YouTube because I go,
told you.
where the fuck are we going to watch it? I know you did, but I didn't know you were serious. You always tell lies.
No, I do. I often tell lies, and that's honestly, you should listen to other podcasts, Lies for Sexually Deviant Individuals, where you can learn to lie to your wife or spouse with aplomb. But no, I mean, I was looking to try to find where you'd watch Mr. Belvedere, and the only place you could find it was YouTube. And which is bizarre because that means, and like every episode of every season is on there, that means that Mr. Belvedere is so unwanted by syndicators, so unwanted by whatever 20th Century Fox, they don't give a crap if you watch it, steal it. Like I'm tempted to play entire episodes that we can just talk over here. Why don't they want it? Why doesn't anybody want Mr. Belvedere?
I
thought it was
Mr. Belvedere?
Yes.
wonderful. It was wonderful. Yeah, let's buy it. If we can't we'll invest in it.
And buy the rights to Mr. Belvedere.
Absolutely. Rico, you get to play Mr. Belvedere.
I love it.
Obviously.
Yeah. I get to be Euchre. I call it Euchre.
We're going to be the Mr. Belvedere, the home of Mr. Belvedere.
Oh, yeah.
Our
Just
streaming.
the first episode podcast.
So you can come now you can stay, listen to the podcast, and stay for an episode of Mr. Belvedere.
We exclusively now just recap the previous episode of Mr. Belvedere and then play the next episode of Mr. Belvedere.
That could actually be what we call ourselves, is the Belvedere podcast at this point.
The Belvedere Bunch or Mr. Belvederist?
Like Belvedere's boys.
Belvy boys. By the way, so Mr. Belvedere has one of the all-time classic intro theme songs, and I remember in college we used to sing it, but of course nobody knows the words. You just go like, slip up, come on, or them way to be more, who tells, and I was thinking, when you actually look at it, it sounds a little bit like it's going, sweet sloppy China, never met her before, who cares, which is hot.
I used to sing Dropkick Vagina when I was a kid.
Yeah,
drop. I know.
Never met her before. Remember that video that went viral where some chick was like, so I cunt punted her? Like, oh. That's the original Hawk Tuah girl.
You know,
we've lost Rico. Rico may have gotten home, or maybe the hurricane got him.
I think somebody cunt punched him.
I remember.
He's been cunt punched.
Cunt punch. Oh. Nobody knows the opening lyrics. It's such a catchy song, though. I mean, it's so good. It's so catchy. It's earworms. It stays in your head forever. The Mr. Belvedere
Well,
song.
and it also starts off with the din, din,
yeah, peek out.
Very British, sophisticated. Like you're gonna watch, the show, that theater show,
the Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Yes,
it reminds me of, that's. But then you go to the house Mr. Belvedere works at, and it's like 80s cheese ball. Not even 80s. When was? Oh, let me look when this show was made. It's not the house isn't 80s enough to look 80s modern.
Look up the show and then give us the brief, summary of the show. Yeah.
Okay,
where it tells,
so this is what it was pitched as.
Tell us what it's pitched as, the time of the year it was, and That could help relate too. Also,
All right, so this is from IMDb. And hold on. The humorous adventures of an English housekeeper working for an American family is what they have on IMDb. But it stars Bob Uecker.
right?
It stars Eileen Groff. And Christopher Hewitt is Mr. Belvedere. But also this other chick on it who is instantly recognizable. Tracy Wells. Let me show you Tracy Wells. She's like the daughter.
Is that the daughter, Heather?
Yeah. She's instantly recognizable, but she's
Is she
never
the one
been
who-
in shit.
Is she
Like,
the
never
one who
again.
turns into Marilyn Manson? Who's Marilyn Manson?
No, that's are you talking about the girl that was like captured by Marilyn Manson?
No, is it not the pop artist from the 90s? Wasn't Marilyn Manson? Wasn't he on this show?
Wait a minute, was he? Because the tall brother does look like Marilyn Manson. Hold on,
That's what I
Did you just blow my
remembered.
fucking mind.
You didn't know this, bro?
Wait a minute, no, are you kidding me? No, I don't believe this. Wait,
It was a rumor.
no, it's a
like-
myth. It's a myth.
Yes,
It's
it
a
was
myth.
rumor. I don't know
That
if
he
it
was Paul
real.
Pfeiffer on the Wonder Years, and then it's saying that he was Kevin Owens from Mr. Belvedere, but that's actor
Yes.
Rob Stone.
And it's not him.
He does kind of look like him. Hold on, let me switch pictures here.
As a kid growing up in the 90s, when somebody goes, "Oh, that's the guy from Mr. Belvedere," now he's Marilyn Manson, you don't have a way to fact check that. You don't have Google. In
Oh,
the,
no,
in those
you
old
immediately
days.
believe
Yeah,
it.
you
You
go,
immediately
oh,
believe it.
absolutely, yes, right, completely. That's why I still believe it to this day. So, you
Okay,
might.
so here's the
find it.
picture of here's the whole crew, Mr. Belvedere. He does look like it could be Marilyn Manson. I can't get it to get bigger. There we go.
Well,
Nope, it's
everybody
still
thought
showing the
that.
wrong screen. Well, whatever. But this chick, Tracy Wells, like I said, the daughter,
Yeah.
she's instantly recognizable. And I watched Mr. Belvedere growing up, but not that much. I didn't watch it every day religiously.
No,
And yet,
and you don't remember the girl, honestly.
Rico,
Now,
it
is it
says
possible this
he's
is a-
backstage. Rico, you're not backstage. Now I got to text Rico. Now I got it.
Rico's in
Fucking
the
classic
car.
Rico. Classic Hurricane Rico. There he is. He's back.
Ooh, that's hilarious. Hurricane
Rico,
Rico.
are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. We can't see you, but that's fine. We can actually hear you
that's
decently.
because I'm in my house without any lights.
Oh yeah, I see something waving around. That's pretty funny.
This is
a
the
fire-
perfect time to show your dick to our audience, by the way. They'll
Why
never
don't
know.
you get a flashlight and then put it under your chin like it's a spooky story?
Yeah, don't you have a candle or anything? I mean, and
Oh,
he's gone again.
Whoa,
He's
it's
gone.
like-
Is he back? It's like we're
What
being
if you-
haunted.
Yeah, I
This
think
is
you
like
can't
like poltergeist.
can't call him a
Ah,
spook.
this
I
fucking
think that's a bad name.
Thing sucks.
Which thing is it? Is it a candle? Is it a lighter? Is it a
Ah,
match?
Is it being undead?
I don't even know. I don't know if you can
you
hear us. So for
I
people
have
that
to
are just
find it.
tuning in, Rico has no power. There you go. He's back. He's gone again. He's back.
What?
Rico
Best that we've ever done.
Rico has no power because it's like a hurricane or whatever, a big storm that knocked all the power out, and so he's just angrily stomping around his house now, trying to find a place to. I don't even know what.
I'm in my garage. It's the
That
lightest
seems like the
place.
best place to be with the sharp objects with no light, with the spades and the.
Well, it's.
I don't mean the.
whatever.
You should turn on the car and close
Why?
the door. Or close the
Wait,
garage door.
why the garage with
Well, I
no
went-
lights or power?
There's no power anywhere in this whole fucking city. Like
Wow.
there's.
Why did you choose to go in your garage?
Well, I went into my house through the garage, and then you broke up for some reason. Even though it says I have 5 bars on my phone, it starts breaking up. And it goes, doop, 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 doop. So I walked back outside, and the reception's better. But I
Joke's on you. That glooka gloop sound was me going down on Don deep
Yeah.
throating.
Yeah.
every
Every
the
person.
joke on me or the joke on you?
Oh, I mean, the joke's on you that you logged off right at the wrong time, buddy.
Sounds like
joke's
at the
on you.
right time. Sounds like
cool
the
with it.
right time.
Well, you sound
do.
great. It doesn't matter. We can't see you. We push on because we're doing it a day early because Don's going to Vegas tomorrow anyway. But hold on, wait a minute. So we got to finish talking about Mr. Belvedere. Then we got to talk about Don's situation of also not having an air conditioner, which ties in perfectly with our next show, which Don's to blame for, by the way. He tells us, oh, Netflix got this new show. It's called The End of the Fucking World. It's a British thing based on a comic book. Let's watch it. So I turn it on. Shows from 2019, Don. So we got 2 old shows.
Wait a minute.
No new shows.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you. First of all, 2019 is not brand new, but that's not old. I mean, we've got generations. People have died.
It's kind of old.
Belvedere now.
Pretty old.
I'm pretty sure it's new to Netflix, so it's still
No, it's a Netflix original from 2019. Netflix only paid for it.
No, that was the British Netflix. There's all
the same Netflix.
No, it's not the same Netflix. You go to Britain. You were just there in Europe. You turn on your Netflix. There's a whole different section of shows. They're all different out there. Different licensing agreements, different, show development, different quotas that they got to say and meet. So I think it was a new
far more Filipinos in their shows. That's their checkbox.
Yeah. You got to do it. Yeah. Every culture needs to have their own little check boxes.
Yeah, your own DEI. Well, anyway, let's get back to Mr. Belvedere. We'll get to that. We'll get to this farce later. So go back to Mr. Belvedere.
Mr. Belvedere, you have a nice, clean show. There's nobody telling you how to feel or that.
No, and it's on YouTube. So Mr. Belvedere, you walk in. It's Bob Uecker. Bob Uecker. Somehow he's a sports writer. I don't know what the hell his wife does, but Bob Uecker apparently has enough money.
Go study, be a lawyer, which didn't really make sense.
Yeah.
But you're forgetting the very first thing about this show, which struck me as very 80s. Mr. Belvedere shows up at the house, without being hired. Did this remind you of anything?
He was hired. No,
he wasn't.
Tony, who's the boss?
Yes. Was this how people got their jobs in the 80s?
The mom applied for like a helpful maid or something because the kids start. The first scene is
for who's the boss or for this one?
For this one, for the
that's both shows. They both are the exact same thing.
Apparently, they need to apply for. There's like social services where you could get a maid to show up at your house.
What?
And that's what. Yes, because that's the whole thing. The premise of the Belvedere show is they go, oh, is the lady going to show up today to help around? Like they're expecting some kind of paid for maid from the service that they're expecting. And I don't know if it's like a free service.
God forbid. In the 80s, a sports writer and his wife in college qualified for social services where they just send a maid / butler / Jiminy Cricket character directly to your house.
Describing this situation at all correctly.
Wait a minute. We could go to YouTube. Brian could go to YouTube and put on the first season of the show where she does. The kids are talking about. You know
what? Fuck them. They don't have. Nobody wants this show. Let's do it.
No,
let's go. Let's go watch the opening scene of Mr. Belvedere.
It wasn't they make reference to like social services. It was like an ad or a temp service they were hiring. It wasn't through like the government.
We don't know that. I mean, it's Pittsburgh.
It definitely wasn't. There's no world in which you could hire a British man, a professional butler who's been around the world, as we know from the opening. Okay, here we go. Let's just watch the first 2 minutes.
I think they probably have like a butler service.
Since nobody watches this, since nobody wants this show, and apparently you can just run full episodes on YouTube, we should be fine. And plus, nobody watches on YouTube anyway. We're on Rumble,
and no one watches us.
No, I didn't say that.
I gotta say, this show's great.
Of course I like you, Billy. I like you a lot.
Yeah.
This chick, right? Rico, don't you recognize her?
There's no place for us to be alone.
No.
She never worked again. I'm telling you.
They are?
Yes, that's why I don't recognize her.
Your parents are going to be gone all weekend?
All weekend.
You guys.
That's great.
This should just be the show.
Mom said if she's not home by 4, you're supposed to start dinner. I'm on the phone if you don't
Belvedere Science Theater.
So anyway, where is our butler?
Yeah.
Oh, Leslie, try to bust my air truck? Yeah, that'd be neat.
Yeah. He turns up the volume. What a little shit. That's pretty awesome.
He's a little piece of garbage. There's Doofus McBrother.
Kevin, would you be a damn put the casserole in the oven?
Oh, sure.
So that's the guy that Don was saying was Marilyn Manson, by the way. His character. He said turns into Marilyn Manson.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Don, you would be perfect on our episode we did on train facts, which had equal levels of truth to what you spew on this show.
Hey, Heather, you know Mom doesn't want Kevin near the appliances.
I could be on the
That
main
incident with the
street.
microwave was months ago.
We almost had a meltdown.
Hi, kids.
Mama.
Heather, get off the phone and start dinner.
One more minute, Mom.
Heather's
Heather,
a
we've
slut.
been through this.
Yeah, as you would. That's also a theme of this episode. Slutty teens looking for dick. But this one is better off than the other one. The next one,
Yeah, all the kids are in shambles.
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
He does look
Well,
familiar,
how's
though,
everybody's
Brian. I
day?
do think
That's
I see
all right.
what you're
Come
saying.
on.
So how
Come
was
on,
college,
Belvedere,
Mom?
show up.
Yeah, you a lawyer yet?
No, honey, not for a few more years.
I don't think we'll last that long.
I know things are a little crazy around here. We're trying to get some help, and you kids can do a little extra.
Mom, I'm gonna go feed my hamster now, okay?
What a boring goddamn intro. Fast forwarding to the point where they get to Mr. Belvedere showing up. I thought they really summed it up. This is like, goddamn.
I'd be absolutely furious.
All
You
right.
think so?
What are we going to watch the
mean,
whole episode again?
You think so?
That's Marilyn
No,
Manson.
I just want to see when Belvedere comes to the fucking door. There it is. Bing bong.
Is this the Owens residence?
Uh-huh.
And I take it you're one of them?
Uh-huh.
Is there someone here who speaks English?
Can I help you?
Good afternoon. I'm Mr. Belvedere. Are you Mrs. Owens?
Uh-huh.
And the family consists of you, one husband, and 3 children?
Yes.
Nothing in the oven?
Are you ready to die? Like, who just shows up with this intense, creepy stare, and he's like, "Oh, is this your family makeup? And you're not pregnant, are you? Because that's where I draw the line with my murder."
They have the ambiguous way of saying, "We're asking for help. We're looking for help." So that's the way that they get Belvedere to show up. Whether it's, we're looking for help.
What?
Well, that should suit me just fine.
What?
Congratulations, Mrs. Owens. I'm your new housekeeper.
Literally brings a suitcase by the size of a teacup. Like, what the fuck? This guy shows up, no luggage, announces he's a housekeeper. Terrifying. All right, we've seen enough. We've seen enough.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
you
enough.
just take my word for it that Don's word for it is wrong.
Absolutely, without a question, Rico. Absolutely.
Thank you.
What's wrong with my word? I'm just saying, like they were
You're
saying, "Hey, we're looking for some help," and then
It
he
wasn't
shows
through
up.
the government welfare program.
Was it?
What
Was
was
it?
it
Because
from?
he's British. Hey, Don, he's
Yeah,
British.
where's
You
that
pick up a
from?
teacup and tie a string to it, and it goes to England, and a butler shows up at your house. He's talking to the teacup.
Depends.
You know what was interesting about Mr. Belvedere is his references. And he mentioned one of his references, and you'd think if this guy who is your reference was your reference, you could get a better job than being a housekeeper in Pittsburgh.
That's why he works for the government, obviously.
He's working for Bob Uecker,
And then
the Bob Uecker.
If I could also bring up a point to Rico's, to build on Rico's point, the scenes where he is hitchhiking and in the opening sequence, and he's dressed like the way he's dressed now in the show, but he's got a Pittsburgh sign out of cardboard. So
It means he's a heroin
clearly-
addict.
Yes, so he's clearly
Clearly
all right,
an opiate
he's at
addict.
the end of his rope. He's obviously he's a disgraced English butler who's been kicked out of England. Now he's a whole hobo with a Pittsburgh sign. You got to tell me he's not working for the fucking government. Of course,
I
he
used
is.
to be a
Social
butler.
worker
I
at
used
this
to be
point.
a butler for Prince
Right.
Charles back when you could have
Oh,
sex
yeah,
with
social
men
worker.
and
And
it
then-
was all right.
Yeah.
But now,
And then the mom's like, "Oh, we need help." And then of course he shows up. It's like, yeah, well, they don't tell you that, but okay.
But I
Yeah,
gotta
I
interject
got you, Rico.
something.
hold on. What are we going?
Okay. So I was just reading this on Twitter. It was cracking me up. So you know how like the UK is batshit crazy right now? Apparently they have like chat help, and Americans are spamming the British police department chat help. And one of the ones, and they're posting the chat logs that they're sending. And you have to put your name in it before they'll get to you. And the person put in Charles III. Like, good afternoon, Charles III. How can I help you? The guy's like, I've kidnapped an Algerian. What should I do? And that was basically it. But
Thank God Rico's, by the way. So instead of paying attention to the show, Rico's currently on with no power. He's on his phone scrolling Twitter.
No, this was before.
Oh, okay. So I'd say that would not be a good use of your battery power. All right, so let's get back to the show. So clearly Don's wrong, but the show starts off. Belvedere's there. He's working for him.
I'm completely right.
I like that the show starts with the daughter, Tracy, coming in and saying her sex education teacher's pregnant. That's good old-fashioned 80s dirty comedy, and I highly appreciate it. Mr. Belvedere says something like, well, at least she's experienced. Good stuff. And then the little kid comes in who's such a little asshole, this kid Wesley, who looks like Pete Davidson, by the way. Pete Davidson. I checked to see if Pete Davidson was this kid because he looks exactly like ugly and smart-mouthed. But I like that the daughter's supposed to read books to old people, and she puts them on the table, and little asshole Wesley comes in. Rico's gone again. And she goes, hey, leave those alone. I'm supposed to read those to old people. And the kid goes, well, you better hurry up. That's a great line. It's a great line.
Right. Yeah. Old people die. It's funny.
Every day.
I thought
you
they
there?
had some good jokes.
I am. I didn't think it was that funny. But
well, no, it opened up
you
great.
can't see
it
my
opened
face
up
when I'm rolling my eyes.
Yeah. Revulsion. Those were funny jokes. It opened up great. So wait, Don, so what do you like about it?
I like that there was rudeness to the jokes. There was no.
Yeah.
It was like it's insulting. Nobody holds back. The way that the Belvedere tells the Uecker character when the storm's coming and he can't leave, he goes, "Oh, I hate to impose," and then he goes, "Well, maybe try harder." And so I'm like, oh, I like this.
I completely forgot Bob Uecker was in this show until I was
Me too.
Bob Uecker.
like,
Yeah.
Awesome.
Bob Uecker is barely in the first episode, but you love him, and then they're like, yeah, we need more Uecker. He's good.
Yeah. Well, I like that they did a scene to remind you who Bob Uecker was. So for our audience that doesn't know, Bob Uecker is the guy. He was a former Philly and other team baseball player, a catcher who was middling. Then he went into sports broadcasting and acting. And in Major League, he is the famous announcer in the movies Major League, which was great. And also made a cameo in Futurama. But a funny actor. And I also forgot he was in this. So he had that whole scene where he had to lean in and tell the kid a sports analogy. So the audience was like, oh, he's Bob Uecker.
Oh, it's him.
Yeah.
I would assume they would have known he's Bob Uecker because his face was in the credit scene before he appeared, and it says Bob Uecker. So I would have thought that would be the giveaway.
They might not know who Bob Uecker is until you hear his voice and he says sports shit, Rico. You understand how the American population is unbelievably stupid. Dumber
I think
today,
he was smarter
but
back
dumb
then.
I agree. Dumber today by far.
But
I don't know if they all knew.
And Bob, it was like Bob Uecker was he was out there in the 80s, wasn't he? He was a funny guy. He was probably in commercials.
Yeah, I think
he might have stand up.
He might have been on like a
Miller Lite
nice
commercial.
guy. Yeah, nice guy. O.J. Simpson, who was part of the culture.
Bob Uecker also killed two people.
Yeah,
so I didn't see him
with his car on PCH.
Yeah,
it's like
so Uecker's in it. To Don's point, the humor in the beginning, the episode in the first part, I was like, I'm loving this. I'm digging it because it was mean, funny. There's threatening of children, which I'm always for. They throw a party. His son Wesley has not been invited to the cool kids party, and so Mr. Belvedere goes, "Hey, why don't we throw our own party and invite all the dorks?" Which was a concept later basically mimicked by an American Dad episode, but. They have all the dorks over. They're predictably dorky. And the little bastard, Wesley, and they invite the janitor. And there was a great line, by the way, from the janitor who shows up, who's like an Indian guy. This Indian dude shows up at the door with all the little kids. And he goes, you said to invite everybody. And he's like, hey, I'm, Son Jeep or whatever. And he goes, I'm just a school janitor, but they let me sit in on the classes. Non-violently, of course. That was fucking hilarious.
See,
that was the best line of the episode. I was like, it came out as such left field. Like, I didn't expect it. And I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
At one point, all of Americans were funny. We were all hilarious, badass, comedian, funny people. But then we got really, really annoying at some point.
Yeah.
Wow. There's
we
a
all
lot
got
of
annoying.
Not all.
We
of
used
us.
we used to be exceptional at making people laugh. That was our dream, our goal.
And now it's comedians for Kamala, kowtowing to bullshit.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
I think,
They did it. They just did it on Monday. They did it on Monday. It had a bunch of comedians, Patton Oswalt and Thomas Lennon, and whatever.
I think they raised $40,000 or something.
I can't believe those shills are for Kamala. Hey, she's paying influencers. Can we get some money from her? I mean, can we fudge our numbers a little bit?
Let's try.
Absolutely. I think at least every person that watched this show is open to Kamala Harris. Wait. Does she want influencers to undermine her and mock her, or is she looking for people to?
No. We want to promote her to our one audience member.
That guy, he don't like her.
Okay. No.
Our one audience member is actually Bob Uecker, oddly enough. That's why we decided to review Mr. Belvedere.
Actually,
clinging to life. He's clinging to life in an iron lung, and he's like, finally.
I kind of want more.
Rico again.
I want
Rico's
more
been bought off by Kamala Harris.
Is Bob? I think is Bob Uecker gone? I can't remember. He's passed away.
I don't know. I think Bob Uecker's dead. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can't vote for him. I can't do a write-in Bob Uecker because that would really bring some.
Nope, he's alive.
Yes, I'm gonna totally
90 years old.
Bob Uecker for president. I'm writing in
Bob.
I'm doing a Bob Uecker write-in.
Still together, still better than Bob Uecker could have. They should have subbed Bob Uecker in for Joe Biden. That would have been the fucking best. He goes out there instead of doddering Joe. You get, hey everybody, I've been running for president of the United States. Let me tell you, it's rough out there today. A lot of inside fastballs in the political game. Yeah. I'm Bob Uecker.
I'm going to write in Bob Uecker, and I hope it trends on YouTube.
Well, you'd have to film yourself filling in your ballot, which I believe is a felony. So.
No, I can't do that. You're right. I think maybe just afterwards there'll be a story. And some random loser put in Bob Uecker.
Man writes Bob Uecker in, arrested, shits himself on the way to jail.
Apparently, he was part of a podcast that was really pro Belvedere, and everything went south from there.
Do you think, if you're in prison, right? Here's my strategy. Sorry to say, this just popped in my mind. So we're talking about shitting yourself on the way to prison. I think the move is you hold it in until you get to prison, and then anybody tries to rape you, you shit on them.
Oh,
just full on butt blast right all over their dick and balls. And then you have the rotation of like, this guy's just gonna spray shit on you. It's like a stink beetle, or like any other animal in the wild that it's like defense mechanism is to like a skunk. Like if you just hold your shit in prison all the time, and when people try to have sex with you and rape you, you just spray them with feces. They're like, nope.
Primates do that.
Not old Skunky McWilliams.
Yeah, I think primates are doing that now. They're just throwing feces and urinating on each other, which is.
I think that's just for fun.
It's an excellent, well, I mean, it's fun too, but it's a great way of saying, hey, this is where I live. It's weird to say, I'm going to mark my territory with piss and shit. And then you go, okay, you can have it. That's fine. Yeah, it's full of piss and shit. But I'm full of, I agree with you. If you're going to go to jail and they're going to try to rape you, you're going to want to poop on that. You poop that
100%.
out.
Now, I think Rico's now ventured outside, by the way. I think that might be some sort of beetle clicking.
We might
moving on. So, let's finish
Yeah.
this up. We're half an hour and we start
right.
talking about this end of the world show while Rico's audio only the stream. So,
I don't know how we make a 20-minute show we talk about it for 30 minutes, and an
I
hour
know.
show,
Well-
we talk about it for 30 minutes.
I know. I know. So Mr. Belvedere has these kids over, and little asshole Wesley, who's the best actor in the show, by the way, this little asshole kid who's like 7 or 8.
With the exception of Uecker.
Yeah, Euchre's good. So he gets invited to this birthday party that he was not invited to, that everybody else in the world was went to except these losers, which had the losers over. And he finally gets invited. The kid calls him and he goes, "Hey, you were invited. Where are you?" Rico, I'm going to mute you because the clicking, and he's gone. I swear to Jesus. I swear to Jesus.
We might have to do the second half of this show another time.
The fucking kid. Rico, I can't stand the clicking in the background outside. It's giving me fucking autism. What is that?
It's the electricity trying to come through. Because he's.
Are you even there? Mute.
Bye-bye.
Muted him. Okay, so anyway, Wesley gets invited to go to the birthday party after all. The guy says, "You don't need an invite, Wesley. You're always welcome." Oh, here's Rico calling me. Yes, hello, Rico.
The Collins.
Put me on speaker. There's no point in me being on video.
I love it. Collins show now. This is great. Well, we got a
All
caller
right,
on the phone.
Can you actually hear him? Can you actually hear him?
I can.
You.
This is terrific.
Can you hear Don through the computer?
Hello?
I haven't heard him yet.
Well,
Have
can
you
you? But from your, let me add you to stage, and I'm going to mute you so you can hear Don on. Oh, you're gone. How is this going to work, Rico? You're not going to be able to hear anything Don says.
If I'm on speakerphone with the phone right next to the computer.
That means I have to. Okay, fine. I'll put my computer. This is absurd, by the way. All right.
I like our show just became a big old reach around.
Yep. There you go. Circle. The weirdest.
I just heard Don talking about a reach around.
This is the weirdest podcast ever recorded. But you know what? This is the dedication we have here at First Episode Podcast, guys. Where Rico's got no hurricane powder. I have hurricane powder. Heyo, find some cocaine. Yeah, Rico's got no power. I have to hold the phone up next to the microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working fine.
Meanwhile, I have to take a piss. So what's going to happen then? But
Well,
Let's wrap up the Belvedere segment.
I'll sit it. I'll place it. Yeah, I'll place it next to the microphone.
Or
Okay.
it'll be like the Leslie Nielsen and Naked Gun bit, where I just hear you peeing for a long time.
That would be funny. I wonder if I could join from my phone in the other bathroom. Well, anyway, okay, so we're wrapping up fucking Mr. Belvedere. So Wesley's a piece of shit. He has this party for all the dorks. Then he gets invited to the actual party. And the kid's like, "I didn't invite you because you're so cool, Wes." And Wesley, given the opportunity to stay with the people that showed up to his house at his party, including the janitor, or leave for the cool kids party, without hesitation, just says, "Later, losers," and walks out the door.
I must have watched a completely different episode because I don't remember. Any
Yeah,
of
I
the
think
parties.
Brian, you might have watched
What?
a second episode.
Did I fucking what? It said pilot episode, the one I watched.
Well, the pilot episode is
Because
when
in the episode
Belvedere
I watched,
shows
he
up.
stayed over
Oh no, I did. I watched the wrong episode. Oh no. I did not watch Stranger in the Night. I was curious. You guys, oh wow, I fucked this up bad.
What the hell are you
So you
talking
don't even understand when I go.
Nope.
He just shows up because they based
Nope.
it on his service.
I must have clicked the wrong button. I thought it was the first episode of Mr. Belvedere because it said pilot when I clicked it, but what I got was the second episode, The Outcast, because I was so confused. I was like, man, they didn't really introduce this at all. I guess we're just jumping right in. I was telling you guys about the janitor, and you were like, that was pretty funny. And I'm like, you didn't see it.
I don't remember that part, but
No.
the joke. 'Cause I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like-
I don't remember this part, but then you keep talking about it. Like, there's no way this is the same episode.
Oh, fuck me. Well, yeah, I totally watched the wrong episode. I don't know what happened. I clicked the wrong one on YouTube, apparently. Yeah, the first one's called The Outcast. Or no, the second one that I watched is called The Outcast. The first one's called Stranger in the Night, which is even more terrifying. When a giant British man shows up at your house knowing how many people you have in the family and then asks if you're pregnant.
That's why it's
Yeah, I
weird,
mean,
right?
it's
He's
much
part
more
of the
logical.
he's part of the the government. They asked him to show up,
But
and
it
he
was
shows up.
not
He knows
the
everything.
government.
No, it's not
Not
the
the
government. He-
Hold on, wait,
they-
Don, you can't talk when Rico's talking because there's no way people are going to hear him. And by the way, if you're watching, people are watching, write in the comments if you can hear Rico, because God forbid, this episode may never publish. We'll see if it actually fucking makes any sense to people listening on, but
I'll just yell really loud.
well, that works too. But if Don's talking and you're talking. Anyway, yeah. Well, I fucked up. So how did the first episode? We're so already 35 minutes into the show, an episode I apparently watched the wrong one. So wrap it up. How did it go?
I liked it.
Don liked the Rico. What do you say?
Yeah, I think it was good.
It's good.
At the end, Bob Uecker's like, what we wanted was someone who really connected with the kids. And then Mr. Belvedere's like, the older kid, he
Faked his grades.
Fudged his grades the wrong way. He made it look like his report card was worse, so he didn't have to get a driver's license. And he knew that the daughter, didn't want to go to this boy's house, and he knew that the little kid was faking that he was taking care of his hamster because he didn't want his parents to know that he lost him, so he couldn't get a dog.
Oh,
Mr. Belvedere, in one night, completely
just psychoanalyzes and figures that
all the kids. and
Mike
then
dropped it.
Bob Uecker's like, okay, I guess you got me.
solved
And then he
it.
stays.
Wow, he solved the Rubik's Cube.
Dropkick me.
Yes.
I have to pee so bad. I'm going to see if I can position this phone on the microphone I have. Ready?
While you go pee.
Oh, I think it's going to work.
All right.
This is going to be the best or worst episode we ever do, by the way. Here we go. Rico is with the phone in position next to the microphone. Can you hear Don?
Check.
What? Yep, I can hear him.
Don, can you hear Rico?
I can.
This is amazing. You
Wow.
guys, I don't want to. Here, wait. This is the setup. This is the iPhone on the microphone stand.
There's a bit of a delay.
All right, do it. I'm going to go whiz.
Are you gonna go pee?
I'm going to go pee right now.
Okay. We'll wait to hear the stream.
New show then, Don.
No, I want you guys to finish up Mr. Belvedere because I didn't watch it. So you finish it up while I whiz.
All right.
And then,
All right, well, we'll just give our grades and then go into the next one.
Okay. What grade do you give
I'll
it?
go first. I give it a solid B+. I enjoyed it. I thought the character, well, actually, the only characters I really liked were Mr. Belvedere and George Bob Uecker. The other ones were kind of blah. Maybe they get better. I don't know. The older son, what was his name? Jonathan or whatever. Is whatever. The daughter, whatever. The younger kid, whatever. The wife was whatever. But Bob Uecker and Mr. Belvedere had great, deliveries of all their lines. They were quick. They were funny. I liked the setup, so I'm going to give it a B+.
Okay. I like your B+. I think I'm gonna agree with you. I'm always
Boom.
over eager to give an A. But this show is great. I watched it. The 20 minutes went by. I like that they were insulting jokes. They kept the storyline going, and the Belvedere character was really good. So I would watch it again.
that was a very long weigh-in, Don. You really thought about that. Really paced those words out, buddy.
I have to wait for the echo of the other words.
Oh, God. Is that echo that bad?
Well, I feel like
How's this?
I'm giving a speech in a presidential type of situation.
Well, tell me that because I can turn echo off. So hopefully everybody listening isn't getting brutalized with echo.
They might be.
Echo cancellation. How's that? Better or worse?
Let's see.
Rico, talk.
Talk to me.
It's working.
Hey, all right. Sorry to everybody.
Hey.
Again, we're dealing with this. We're doing this in real time. This is real solutions to real problems.
If you put the echo on, I want to go
Power
do that
outages.
speech where this is the best thing that ever happened to me.
I've never been so touched to have a terrible disease in my life.
Yeah. I'm glad you named the disease.
Why
after
did
me.
the guy who first got herpes not get that? Why is like was there a Johnny herpes?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
you have Lou Gehrig's disease? Was there like John
Yes.
herpes and he's like, nah, I don't want my name on that.
Joe Cancer. I mean, they all could have been good ones.
Great Antonin Fauci invented the herpes.
Would it be great if we could rename diseases for people we don't like? Like
Mikey Mpox.
Yeah, like let's just rename shit for Fauci, rename for oh, you got Hitler warts. You're like, ah,
Hitler warts are good.
Were we watching a show? I was watching something recently where the character's name was Adolf, and I was like, huh. There
Very
aren't
Spanish.
Adolfs anymore, right? They've completely
yeah.
eliminated that. Does anyone name their kid Adolf?
yeah.
anymore?
I was watching with the kid. Were we watching the show with the kid named Adolf?
I thought so, but I can't remember what it was.
You'd be a messed up parent if you named your
Our
kid.
episodes are so forgettable. We ourselves are also forgettable. No, I don't think we talked about it on this show, but it was definitely a kid named Adolf.
Is it Adolf short for Adolfo? Because I think there's a lot of Adolfos out there. Still.
Rodolphus.
Adolphus.
All right. Well, anyway, we're taking too long with this shit. All right.
Show's
spent
over.
42 minutes on Mr. Belvedere.
All
But
right.
you know, the next show is only 19 fucking minutes
Spend
long.
5 minutes on the next one.
Okay. So, Don, what do you give it?
Oh, I said a B plus.
Okay, B plus. Rico?
B plus.
Okay, I gave the second episode a C plus. So
Okay, we'll watch the first one and then get back to us.
I will. I'll circle back.
Exactly.
Well, as we know, we're going to be taking over and just playing Mr. Belvedere from this point forward, since apparently there's no licensing rights to it.
And the show's going to be called Dropkick Vagina.
It's a sloppy vagina. No, wait, no, is it? Sweet sloppy vagina. Never met her before. Who cares? That's
Oh, good. It's actually should be our
drop
intro.
kick my jacket. All right, so moving on. So the next show we watched again.
When
this
I
is-
finger the door.
when I'm ringing the door. So Don told us there was a show on Netflix called The End of the Fucking World, and it was a new show. So I was like, what are we watching for the new show? Don, of course, not knowing what the fuck he's talking about at any point in time ever, tells us this show new on Netflix. So I'm like, great, sounds wonderful. Go to turn on today. It's from number one, it's season 2 that is the most recent season, which is not what the show's about. It's called the First Episode Podcast.
Break the rules.
And the first season is from 2019.
Okay, first of all, that's still new.
To who? 4-year-olds? It's 5
When
years
you're-
old.
Our old show is 40 years old.
Watch the show then or now.
Oh, I don't know. It's got to say it had 2 seasons. It was
Brian
intriguing.
Likey. Brian Likey.
No. Let's not go that far. It was intriguing in that it's called The End of the World, The End of the Fucking World. Misleading, by the way. The world does not end in this show. Pissed me off. I thought it was gonna be like that movie where the world ends with Craig Robinson, who also performed on comics for Kamala, and Seth Rogen, huge dick. And who was the guy that Seth Rogen used to be best friends with that he completely dropped instantly?
Oh, James Franco.
James Franco, which, look, I don't know if James Franco is innocent or guilty, but Seth Rogen's a massive piece of dog shit for the fact that they were like best friends, and an allegation comes out and he's like, fuck this guy forever, peace. Like, wow, what a nice friend. What a good guy.
I think all the celebrities are pieces of crap.
Well, there goes our chance at getting somebody on the show. Except Bob Uecker, still alive, Rico, 90 years old.
Love him.
I'm going to get him on.
Be in my, I'll hire him to comment Cleveland Indians games next to me while I'm watching them on the couch.
The celebrities are part of a hive mentality. They're not allowed to deviate from that thought pattern.
It's awful. So anyway, so this end of the world show, it starts off with this psycho kid. What was his name? John or something?
Yeah.
John the Psycho. He's a weird loner kid who, right off the bat, he's like, I kill animals, and he's showing like killing cats and birds and crap and slitting their throats. You're like, all right, this is an endearing main character. And then he sticks his hand in a fryer that his dad bought to quote unquote feel something, which reminded me of a hilarious scene in Arrested Development with the cornballer. You guys remember that? Where George Sr. has a cornballer machine and it just burns the shit out of everybody. So they stop selling it in the US and they start selling it in in Mexico.
Oh yeah.
And he had Richard Simmons in the infomercial, and he burns himself. And he goes after it. He's like, you faggot or whatever. They blank it out, and he goes to strangle Richard Simmons. And instead of him yelling at him and telling him he's gay, he goes, "I'm local for those cornballs." I stole my show, Sweet Pea. I'll come on a bit. Hilarious. That remind me of that. He sticks his hand in a fryer his dad buys to feel something. So he's got his burned up mutant hand. Mm-hmm. And really make him into a very unappealing character who wants to murder something more, aka people. Right. And we meet our other quote unquote protagonist, Alyssa, who is kind of like hot for British, like a hot for British teen. You know what I mean when I say hot for British, because listen, we're not that good looking. And she is a non-conformist.
You were just in Europe too, so you could say that.
Where they had, by the way, the hottest police ever. I mean, the chick cops were hotter than the regular chicks. It was crazy, like that, insane.
Do they bring them in from all the provinces of Paris,
dude? So I was talking to someone about this, and apparently it's because police only work 4 days of the week and have all the benefits and shit. But dude, I was talking to some smoke shows that were cops. I was like, Jesus. I don't trust you to stop anybody, but I trust you to give me le bonheur.
Bonheur. Lock me up and throw as a key.
So, this Alyssa chick, she's a nonconformist. She doesn't like the normies. She smashes her phone because her friend's texting her from across the table, which I understand, as they hold a phone, which Rico's on, the only way to record this podcast, and is attracted to this weirdo who sits by himself and has a mutant hand. And she goes up to him and talks to him, and then immediately they go outside and she starts making out with him, and all this dude could think about is killing her, which is a good lesson to the dirty whores out there. I'm going to show this show to my daughters. Be like, hey, if you're a hot chick and you like these weirdos and you want him to feel your tits with his burned up mutant hand, he's going to kill you. That's what this show's useful to me.
Good show. I mean, mutant hand, titty touch. It's good stuff.
The scene where she's making out with him outside is pretty fucking funny, though.
Oh, it's hilarious.
He's totally not into it, so she's basically making out with his cheek and his chin.
Yeah, he's not moving his mouth.
And then she just grabs his hand and puts it right on her tit.
Yeah.
And he's not looking at it at all.
And then she goes, "What's wrong? What? Hey, what's wrong with your hand?" And he goes, "Shut up." She's like, "I'm in love."
Yeah, it's pretty funny, right? It's a good show.
Goes to show you, naked girls always work.
No. No one said that, Don. Let's not be ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's one of those shows that I think is designed for people with the short attention span, right? It's just flashing from place to place. It's 20 minutes long. And it is based on a comic book, so it is.
I don't know. I got kind of bored within the 20 minutes, to be honest.
I got bored within 5 minutes, and I was cursing Don's name for making me watch this show. Like, this show is fucking terrible. Fuck you, Don.
You guys are lucky it's only 20 minutes.
Fuck you, Don. And I'm like, you don't want to know.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you a funny story.
And Jordan goes, "I like you, Don Noodles."
Yeah. Look, I'll tell you a funny story about this show. So, he goes back. She's like, "Can I go home with you?" And he's like, "Yes." And all this kid's envisioning, because he's a psychopath, is her getting her neck slit at his house and how he's going to do it. This poor hot chick. So they go in. His dad comes home, and they're sitting at the table, Dad seems like a nice enough guy, right? He's like, oh, he's like, I'm so relieved. I thought he was, something wrong with him or that he was gay. And this reminds me of a true life scene for my friend Ben, best man at my wedding. We come home from college, and his dad, Richard, super British, right, from Liverpool, super British, funny though. We sit down and he's talking. He's like, hello. He's like, hey Ben. He's like, so you got a girlfriend? And Ben's like, nah. My wife's mad at my daughters. I can hear that. He's like, no, not yet, Dad. And he goes, that's right. Stay queer. It was. Now, Grant, he said it to be funny, and it was fucking funny. I died laughing.
It was good. Yeah, stay queer. God,
But it certainly was. Certainly was funny.
Something about watching a show from Britain makes you love those bastards. They're hilarious.
They were funny. Although they had a really crap character in the show. It was like, so Alyssa, her mom got remarried to like a rich kind of scuzzball.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate this character. It's like a stereotype trope, though, of like, the pervert, molesty kind of dad. And it's like, oh, well, he told me I needed a bigger bra, so I threw a chicken cab at his head. And then he's in they're having a party, and the stepdad is in the kitchen and drinking a beer. And he's like, here, have a beer, relax. So she's all, serving and upset. And then he goes, yeah, you look pretty nice when you clean up. And it's like, these characters, look, I know these people exist in real life, which is terrible, but every time they fucking write them into a show, they're the shittiest, most cliche, eye-rolling character. You're like, God, shut the fuck up with this crap. It's annoying.
Yeah.
It is terrible.
Really care for that part.
Yeah.
I did like the dad, though. I didn't like him, but he was fine.
The Psycho's dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Like, they kept calling him a dickhead at the end. You're like, your dad's a dickhead. He's like, yeah, he's a dickhead. I'm like, why is his dad a dickhead?
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He came home. How you doing?
Yeah, he brought him. He brought him food. He's like, hey, when he punched him in the face, he's like, hey, I brought him takeout. And he punched him in the face. Well, the kid's a psycho this hot chick wants to bone him, and all he wants to do is murder her. So clearly it's not the dad.
Yeah. No, Dad's a stable character. I want to know what was in that takeout bag. I mean, there's probably some good stuff in there. So
little chicken tikka masala.
Yeah, like Indian food. The UK, they have good Indian food over there.
That's all the takeout in the UK is Indian food.
Yeah, that's right. So good.
Delicious. So this chick, by the way, so Alyssa, she is one crazy, hot and horny teen. All she wants to do is bone, lick faces, boob grabs, clutch thighs. I think she missed his wiener, but clutch thighs. And then she's like, takes her stuff. She gets her stepdad, which is probably, I mean, this is kind of funny. Her stepdad kind of hits on her. And then her immediate reaction is to race over to her boyfriend's house, take her sweatshirt off, and sit on his couch in a bra. So, I mean, clearly that whole thing is something to that.
I wish that if I was smart, I'll tell the young man in the audience, date a girl with a stepdad, and then you might see some titties.
Or just a bad dad. Yeah. Not my wife. Not saying my wife is that, by the way, but I will say my ex. I have some stories. So anyway,
for another podcast.
But being hot and horny and impetuous might just have saved this girl's life, because Psycho Boy had hidden a knife in the Rico's gone. Oh no, he's right here on the phone. I forgot.
Yep.
So I forgot I was holding the phone. I looked at the screen. So Psycho Boy had hidden a knife in the couch cushions and was going to slit her throat. But her being so bonkers, nutty, horny, and being like, let's go. We're going to steal your dad's car and drive out of this town. He's like, okay. Yeah. I'll leave the knife. All right, let's get out of the town. I can kill you later. I hate that this kid is not like, there's nothing. I think there's something in his mind where like, oh, I could get laid with this hot ginger chick. That sounds awesome.
He just wants to murder her. That's all he wants to do.
Yeah.
He's a psychopath. He doesn't want to have sex. He wants
So
to
this
kill.
is a comic book?
Apparently
Yeah.
a graphic novel. I'm going to guess there's a lot more nudity in the graphic novel for people to be interested in it because.
So there must be a lot of kids that think this way for this to be a. Maybe Don's one of those thinkers. Are you going to go on a murder spree, Don, when you're in Vegas? By any chance?
Oh, no. I'm the laziest person you guys will ever meet. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I can't do murder. It's gross. Killing, dragging a body. I don't even want to touch people, honestly. Like shaking a hand is gross.
Killing. I used to tell a joke about that. How like it's such a pain in the ass to be a serial killer. The dedication, right?
Oh, yeah.
Who's got the time to do that? And I used to think like, okay, what's the best way to be a serial killer? Get the credit without the effort. Anybody that dies from autoerotic asphyxiation, you just take credit. Just be like, I killed that guy. Oh my God, Leo, the man Sanders is watching. What's up, Leo? My good buddy from Comedy and Life.
Right on.
Fucking, you just take credit for the people that jerk off and die. The hanging wang mangler. So good, so easy. Prove it. You know what? Prove I didn't do it.
Is that what the lazy terrorist organizations do?
Yeah, like
Oh,
ISIS.
the bomb. Oh, that was us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it again.
It's just like when you said the Bob, do you mean Bob Saget? Like they got him when he was found in the hotel. Any celebrity found in a hotel.
Any celebrity found in a hotel.
It's a terrorist.
Serial killer group.
Instead of this, it's yes. Let's start it up. We'll get a bigger following than the podcast has by starting a cult for sure.
All right, I'm in.
All right, let's do it. We'll call it the instead of like the Zodiac killer, will be the Kabbalah killers because all the celebs are into like the Jewish mythology of the Kabbalah. Right? That's what it's called.
I think that might be a little hard for people to follow.
Yeah, we already like an origin podcast, like to explain all that.
The first kill podcast.
How to
I'll
kill.
only kill you once.
To all our fans, if you want to be killed on the first kill podcast. Okay, so anyway, this show. So
Listen and die.
So they steal the dad's car. The hot and horny teen convinces the guy that wants to murder her that they should leave in the dad's car. So he walks out the door, punches this nice dad who's just bringing home takeout food in the face, and then they steal the car and they drive off, and that's where it ends. And apparently, we're supposed to watch more of this show to find out what they
Where
do on
they
these
go,
wacky teens. Will she die or will she not die? The fact that here's the problem. You know, she doesn't die. This isn't Game of Thrones. She doesn't die. You're not going to kill the attractive young teen and leave this Dexter psychopath alone. So you know what? I'm going to guess he doesn't kill her. So I don't really give a fuck what they do.
I wish
Tune in to find out.
That would be the only way I would want to watch the show.
Oh, maybe that's the twist.
Because he sucks as a character.
It's very one note.
Yeah. I didn't care for it at all.
Well, and also they give him no redeeming qualities. It's like right off the bat, he's like, I'm an asshole. I kill cats. I kill all sorts of animals. I want to kill this wacky girl. Like I like her character. She's like interesting and kind of funky and nonconformist and cute.
I think the people relate to that dude now, right? You had a bunch of weirdos.
That's what they're writing. That's what we're writing shows for now.
Yeah, dude. There's like a bunch of weirdo people out there. They go, "Oh, I can relate to this kid."
It's the last checkbox we have to hit. Is
psychopaths.
Yeah. I don't know. I was intrigued by it at the start. It kind of lost me as it went on, and then when I saw they went, it was like, oh, they're going on a road trip. I was like, I don't know if I give a crap.
I mean,
maybe he turns. I'm sure he turns into a kill. I'm sure he starts killing people. Maybe it's like, you know, remember that show? What was that that crazy show with Woody Harrelson, the crazy movie where
Natural Born Killers.
Yeah, maybe it's a British Natural Born Killers teen show.
It feels like it's that with a bit of that Dexter show from Showtime a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's obsessed with murder.
I'm sure it happened.
And then they're on the road. Is going to be, maybe
Was
that's
a
how they get you.
much better character.
Of course, that's probably one of the best.
Maybe
shows.
not the
That
pilot.
we'll
Rico.
never watch.
Maybe not the pilot.
Except he actually was married to the ugly girl that played his sister in the show, I believe.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, I think he really was. Yeah, they were.
Oh no! Now I have to look it up.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, they were married. Michael C. Hall, I think, was his name.
No, Michael C. Hall is a actor from the fucking 80s. Oh wait, are there two Michael C. Halls?
Perhaps I might be. I don't know. Am I
Wait,
right?
it wasn't Michael Hall one of the actors from the 80s with the braces that was super doofy looking?
I don't think his name was Michael. Wasn't it something else? Like from National Lampoon's Vacation?
Yeah, like that super doofy looking guy.
Yeah, I know who you're
He was like
talking about.
gingery that always had braces, and he was in a ton of stuff in the 80s. I thought that was Michael C. Hall.
One of them's like Anthony Hall.
I think if you do
then there's
more with
Arsenio
the
Hall.
name, you trump that. Like you get if there's another Brian McWilliams who does more than what you did with the name, then
Almost anybody.
Yeah, you're gonna be
Literally
forgotten.
almost anyone.
Left in the
Wait,
wayside.
which one are you talking about? Morgan.
Second.
He's been married 3 times. This guy really gets around.
Yeah, I think her name was Morgan, right?
Oh, Morgan McGregor.
I don't know her.
And she played his sister on this show.
Man,
That's hot.
if you're in the celebrity realm, you get to get married 3 times to different celebrity hotties. What a world!
I'm sure it's all mutual too, because they're all crazy
Right.
actors. Who
Yeah,
gives
nobody cares. Yeah, it's
a
all
fast?
Yeah, it's all just fun. We're just hanging out, man. We're going to parties.
I remember my
getting
one
married.
buddy. I won't tell you who, but my one buddy. When I first met him, he's like, "Oh yeah." I was talking about like, "Oh yeah, I used to date an actress." Like, "Oh, they are psychopaths. Don't do that." And he's like, "Oh, I married her." I was like, "No, anyway, so moving on."
Anthony Michael Hall.
See,
That was
it's
the guy in National Lampoon's Vacation.
it's still a Michael Hall. That's
Anthony Michael.
Anthony Michael. I'm going to show the people Anthony Michael
Good
Hall.
gracious. Well, Hollywood ever
Unforgettable.
make some new names.
Unforgettable mug, Anthony Michael Hall. He still acts. He's still out there. He's still doing things.
He's alive. Why wouldn't he?
Look at this. This guy. You remember this guy?
he's in the-
Movie Web says the most underappreciated comedic actor of all time. Yes, he is. You know, they might be fucking right.
What?
No, they're not.
We got to wrap this up to my
All
wife's
right,
gonna go to my children at
Nobody
any
wants
time.
that guy in any stuff. Get him out of here.
Hold on. Let's just go through real quick and then we'll wrap up our grades here. What has he been?
I bet you could get him on this podcast.
He was in Weird Science.
Yeah, we know. We've seen it.
Right. Okay, let's go down. Let's go down. God, he's been in so much stuff. Holy shit. This dude works.
recently.
He works more than freaking Samuel Jackson. Damn. All right, 16 Candles, The Breakfast Club, Weird Science, Johnny Be Good, great movie, Edward Scissorhands, Tales from the Crypt. Wait, let's go up and see what else. Oh, then it went to crap. Then his career really took a dive.
What is he in now?
He was in the Jamie Foxx show.
Yeah.
back when-
Nobody watches that.
Not much. Trigger Warning.
Nothing.
That's a 4.4 on IMDb.
Not a thing.
The Goldbergs. Yeah, not much. Clerks 2. Yeah, not much. But we all fondly
He's
remember.
still making way more money than me.
Yeah, he's cool.
Not with this podcast income, dude.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up. What do you give? Let's kill it. What do you give the end of the fucking world, the teen drama psychopath episode that Don convinced us was new and it was not?
Well, if you're asking me, I give it a D minus.
Ooh,
That's low.
that's brutal.
Hates it. I would say a C. I mean, it's not the worst show I've ever seen. Not the best show, but
All right,
mediocre.
I'm gonna give it a C. I'm giving it a C.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Rico,
right.
you gotta admit, at least it was intriguing, right?
I actually did find it intriguing after like the first 2 minutes. As soon as they introduced his character, I'm like, well, there's nothing redeemable about this character at all. Like, it's not interesting. and he just wants to kill people. I mean, like when you talk about Dexter, he was an intriguing character. He wanted to kill bad people.
Yeah.
He had a code that he never shut up about, which was kind of annoying in the show. But at least he had some kind of moral stance in his own head. This kid's just fucking the worst.
Yeah, I hear you there, dude. That's what bugged me about the show. Like, I thought he kept, like, when the crow was so horny, I thought like he was going to be like, it was going to be a battle of horny versus horror. And that would be an interesting balance, right? Okay, how horny? Like, she has to keep getting him so horny, and he's so horny he can't kill her. That wasn't even part of the equation. He didn't get horny.
No.
Yeah.
He's got no horn bone.
He's got no horn bone. Yeah, that was disappointing. I can't believe he got a second season, but people are stupid.
What are you gonna do? All right. Well, we gotta watch them. Someone's gotta watch these shows, you guys.
I'm hanging up, Rico.
Oh, you didn't even tease next week. We got our next show.
Oh, we do. Well, I don't want you to say it. All right. So next week we have an awesome theme. Well, not next week. 2 weeks from now we have an awesome.
I don't want
theme.
you to say it.
Awesome theme. Oh, my daughter's giving me a kiss. I love you so much. Oh my God, that's so cute.
You.
She's so cute. She ran, give me a smooch, ran out. Yeah, next week's episode, or 2 weeks from now, this is a every other week show. Going to be amazing. Steph Curry has a new, very stupid show out. I got to figure out. I can't remember the dumb name of it because I texted it to you guys. It's called Mr. Throwback. And all of us here at the First Episode podcast find Steph Curry unbelievably fucking annoying.
Corny as hell.
Corny as hell. This dick is now trying to act much like LeBron tried to act, and I hope he's awful. So we're going to watch Mr. Throwback as our new episode. That show literally debuts, I think, tomorrow or 2 days from now. Yeah. And as our OG show, Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Bam. Basket. They're talking basketball.
Tune in for the basketball episode, y'all.
So tune in, guys. If you're watching this, please do subscribe to the audio podcast as well, the First Episode podcast. Thank you for those live watchers. Apologies for our tech difficulties. God hates Rico. We all know that. But Rico is too powerful.
And Rico loves God.
Oh, thanks for condemning me.
Yeah, putting you in bad with
lightning strike.
Putting you in bad with God. God's like, this fuck, he thinks he's better than me. All right, later on.
Rico will pray for the next 2 weeks. We'll see you then.
Yeah, see you then. Pray, Rico. Pray hard.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good,
It
though.
could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo!